Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you will have a collective message later this week. Definitely check that out. And if you're interested in channel memberships, that link will always be in the description box below. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay. Taking a step aside, and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. So I'm feeling this movement. Inside of this movement, it feels like that's a current that's moving. Oh, it's a current that's awakening inside of the collective. In this awakening inside of the collective, there's something that's being tapped in. And it feels like for some people, they would interpret this as like a higher level guide or a higher level being, depending on your imagery flavor based on your ideology. You might be seeing this as angelic, tapping into an angelic frequency. Some of you may be feeling it as tapping into a more alien or interdimensional frequency. Okay, there's downloads, massive downloads, and I'm seeing an eye open. It's like a remembering of something through these downloads. I'm seeing spider webs, so it's like a network of information that's coming through. It almost feels like we're picking up information from past lives where we've done the work, and it's now being given back to us to, oh, okay, so somebody here, you've reached a certain level in your evolution. Okay, this is, okay, yeah. Okay. And then there's also this sense inside of it. I want to talk about who the collective is that I'm speaking to. So first to talk about the person who this is actually happening for, right? And there's going to be many of you. This is the type of person who has been on a journey for a very long time, spiritual and healing. And this is also the type of person who has recently maybe even had a situation like this mirror in their 3D, though that doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just oftentimes the things we experience in the spiritual reality mirrors something that has taken place in the 3D, or it brings something very similar with it. There does seem to be some sort of healing ability, and it doesn't feel necessarily like things like Reiki or anything like that, though it can be. You know, it's obviously if that's the natural signature of a person, they're going to want to display that in their 3D in some way. You might be, for example, a reader. You might be somebody who just is, talks to people and tells them, hey, tries to use uplifting words with people. You might be somebody that's like a therapist, but there's a natural urge or a natural soul signature towards healing is taking place, and it feels quite powerful. It feels quite powerful. I'm getting like this effervescence of spirit, and in this effervescence of spirit, others are magnetized. And I feel like I read for a collective who that shows up for a lot. There's this magnetization of people. So when you're out, people always want to talk to you. People always want to get close to you, and it's that kind of energy I talked about a few weeks ago, where people don't just want to be close to you; they want to be like really close to you. And so you might find that a lot of your friendships are extremely close friendships, and the people that have burned you the most are people who are extremely close to you. This is the type of energy that once we become close to those people, things inside their life begin to change, right? It's almost like by our presence, even being, and I will say it, gifted to people, right? Because that's what it is when we choose to take people in, when we choose to connect to people, we're giving them a gift. And it feels a little bit like whoever this message is for, and giving that gift, it's like once they open that gift or they accept it, things start to change. That starts to set off their own healing journey, or that their own spiritual evolution in some way. And whoever I'm reading for, there's been a shift recently that has seemed to evolve us to a state that we've been trying to get, but it's been a little hard. And this is allowing us to open in a new way that's establishing this connection. This connection I feel is being made because now we're ready. It's like when you're ready, this teacher appears. That's how it feels. Yeah. I don't know how else to put it other than that. Words fail and stuff like this. This collective has been moving at such a rate that in recent readings, it's been very hard to use language to describe the energy that's coming through. And so I'm proud of you guys. I think that's amazing, right? That's amazing that everybody's on this type of journey, that everybody's taking these things to heart, right? I don't want to say seriously, because I always talk about how taking things too seriously becomes an energy block. It does feel, however, that people are taking their own value seriously in this energy. And that's part of the path of the healer, right? Is to learn how to value themselves and how they share and give their energy and their time and their emotions. So let's see, what is this about? Okay, we have the Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. Again, there's this, and here we go. Memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology. So there's some things taking place in the life of the person I'm speaking to. One of the things that we're doing is we're learning to protect ourselves from things that are taking our energy, right? This is what the cords cut, divine protection, breakthrough energy is. We learn to break through those things that maybe held us down previously in the past. When we have this sword, this is the fiery sword. Whenever we have this sword, this is about our willpower, our energy, how we're using our energy, and eliminating the things from our life that aren't good stewards of that energy, right? Whether that's a job, or that's friends, or that's family members, or even things that we're involved in, right? So somebody here is really getting their boundaries in order, and this is because whoever this message is for, you're aware that this spiritual acceleration is taking place, and you're aware that you can't waste time. You can't waste time and energy elsewhere if you want this to happen. And what seems to be happening is this: Memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology. Heavy emphasis on that memories and spiritual acceleration. It may be remembering some sort of technology that you had been part of. And technology doesn't necessarily have to be electronics, right? I think a lot of people think that this could be a spiritual technology, using energy to create constructs and thought forms, understanding how to notice the pattern and how to work those patterns. I had that message a few days, I think it was like a week ago, that was about using deja vu as portals, right? That's a type of spiritual technology. There is an energy that's coming through here that somebody is remembering all of that from a previous life. It's happening through dreams. It might be happening in meditations. It might just be happening in your normal day-to-day, being hit with that like lightning bolt of insight. Some of you, it's coming through another person. I feel that that's actually very rare. I don't know that that's happening for too many of you. So for most of you, it is happening in those astral spaces or those liminal spaces. I do want to say this because Atlantis is coming through, the water is coming through heavy. There is something here about a time before. So I'm just going to say that. Here we have the divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. There you go. So this is about the pattern. It's about the construction of the universe. It's about the nature of reality. It's about as above, so below, the matrix, seeing through to the actual coding. It's all sorts of, I don't know how each individual is interpreting this in their life, but it's all the same nature of thing. Now, this window looks a little bit like a black hole. And so this kind of makes me think of this energy that I picked up on last week, where we have something that's throwing us off our balance, and it's changing our path, it's changing our course. And it's because its gravity is so strong. One of the reasons why this happens is because we're being directed towards the thing that was the point of this lifetime. We've gotten so close that now it's naturally pulling us into its gravity. I always say on this channel that, whatever path you're on, you're carving your own path, and the choices that you make aren't wrong choices, right? They all have a lesson that your soul needs to learn, which is why you made that choice. But at some point, when we do come into connection with these like higher beings, and we start to tap into this information, they're giving it to us to prepare us for this event, where there is a situation in our life that is pulling us and magnetizing us, because the gravity of the point of why we're here is so strong that we can't necessarily resist it, right? We can. It's not like you're a victim of it sort of thing. It's that it ensures that you achieve this thing, right? Whoever I'm reading for, you've been at this for lifetimes, literally. It's a little bit, no offense, a little bit exhausting. She's a little exhausting. And I'm sure you feel that way sometimes, right? I'm so tired of this. And that's why you've been at this for lifetimes. It's almost like since the beginning of Earth time, you've been doing this. There's something here that we're trying to discover. There's something here that we're trying to figure out in terms of the nature of the divine matrix, some sort of answer to all of it. It almost makes me think of Einstein's relentless pursuit of, the theory of everything. So it's almost like that. There's, on a spiritual level, we're looking for a theory for everything, or we're looking for a way to hack the program. Stargate heart chakra opening up, unlocking generosity. And then we have Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. And then we have angelic frequency. Angels are here, you are safe, potent connection. Okay, so I'm going to put this off to the side. Here we have Stargate heart, Emerald Tablet activation. The color green may be very important for somebody also. We do have this Merkaba star. We have that as above, so below concept. And this seems to be opening somebody's heart space, right? The heart space might be the key that unlocks all of this. And so someone here may be experiencing a way to open up their hearts greater, a way to be more vulnerable, a way to self-love deeper, right? Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. This as above, so below kind of mirrors this. In order to reach this state, somebody has already gotten in tune with the fact that their internal and their external realities are one and the same. And this is a part of most people's journey as they progress spiritually. So with this is something that is coming through as the catalyst. This is what has set off this sort of connection to these beings, right? Because we are now not operating in the 3D illusion of the dream where everything's just happening to us constantly. We've learned to reverse the roles, and we've learned that while some things do obviously just happen, especially on a collective level, we do have a greater responsibility and ability to affect change inside of our personal life. And so someone has come into this energy, and this has really raised their energy into a different dimensional sphere. I'm just going to put it that way. I don't know how else to put it. And this is allowing us to connect with these beings who, for all intents and purposes, seem hidden before we're able to establish this inside of ourselves. So let's go ahead here. The message that's coming through in this then is that this is confirmation for somebody that this is what you are experiencing. We have the wise one, tradition, and order. This feels like an initiation that's taking place. We have the eye that's opening. It's the eye of providence. And it feels a little bit like that creator aspect inside of us has opened its eye. I had a reading like that last week. And that this collective is now moving into this place where they're starting to learn from the actual teacher, right? This is about the nature of the universe. Somebody is starting to receive information regarding that, how to move within it, how to change it. Sometimes there seems to be something, again, going back to this past life, these memories that we're retrieving from the past life of the work that we already did on this. So this is not your first rodeo with this being. Some of you, when you met this being or whatever these beings are inside of your life, when you first met them, there was a sense of familiarity. And that's because they've been with you the whole time, right? They've been doing this with you lifetime after lifetime. We have the alchemist, balance, invention, and destruction. When we talk about alchemy, we talk about breaking things down in order to catalyze them, right? To like bring them together in a new way. We also talk about combining things to create something new. So the chemical processes. For somebody here, there's been a lot of alchemy that's come through inside of your life, internal, external, maybe with others, learning how to balance certain forces inside of yourself. We talk a great deal about balancing the feminine and masculine aspects, for example, but I think it's a little bit more than that. Really balancing our emotions and our mental states and our willpower, really learning to see the ins and outs of things. This is a very hard energy to do when we have a lot of blind spots. And as people, we start off with tons of blind spots. And the further that we go, we start to learn to listen to other people so that we can see our blind spots better. And this message, whatever is going on here between the tradition, order, and the alchemist, it's like this being is now giving you this information, and this is your initiation to step back into this role of, it feels like, cosmic alchemy, a cosmic alchemist. Okay, let's see. This is about no longer being, well, I'm not going to say no longer. It's almost like stepping away from the role of somebody who's integrating these different aspects of themselves, because you have integrated those aspects of yourself and you have unified yourself in a very whole way. And now you're being progressed into learning how to alchemize different forces in the universe, right? We have the storyteller, viewpoints, control. This may be one thing that is trying to either hold you back, whether it's an energy inside of yourself or an energy outside of yourself. There's something about multiple viewpoints and having to control a narrative, not really feeling that we have to do that for someone else, and understanding that we don't necessarily have to do that within ourselves, right? We can stay open so that the viewpoint naturally emerges, or the actual story or narrative actually emerges. We don't get to this by having to control the narrative and having to find the answers for everything, right? Sometimes that's what makes us stuck, is if we're constantly, I have to know, I have to know, I have to know. We get kind of stuck in this whirlwind of seeking, and sometimes when we release that control, we can rise above that and we can be shown. We allow that to emerge for us through time. It takes time. So there is I want to say something else with the storyteller. It almost has this energy of taking the information from the past and creating a new story now, almost as though we've been on this journey to get to this particular point. Now that we've reached this point, we have the freedom and the ability to create a new story for ourselves. Last card. The Acolyte, new projects and learning, and that's exactly how it feels. We're learning something new that our soul has never learned before in this coming phase, whatever that phase is. I have to take it because it was here. The Champion, achievement and downfall. There is something very important about this phase that we're stepping into. There is an energy that's here about are we choosing to open up this heart space and to understand other perspectives and understand how we may be exchanging the energy, understanding what's right for us, what's not right for us, or are we falling back into past patterns, in which case we're no longer vibrating in this energy and then we won't be able to tap into this anymore. This is one of the things about manifestation, right? We have to be able to sustain the energy that we manifested. Every time we reach a new progression inside of our spirituality, we have to have thoroughly learned the lessons that came before it. If we don't, we fall back into that vibration, right? And we see this a lot, at times early on when we're really emotional. We get into these emotional roller coasters, and every time we're hitting that low, that's a vibration that now has changed, and now we don't have access to the things when we were on that high. And so this is somebody's message here is protect your peace, right? I just heard that. I heard two songs. I heard that song that Tina Turner sang, "What's Love Got to Do with It?" And then I heard that one song, "Let the Sun Shine In." Somebody here, it feels a little bit like we're protecting our peace from things that, there's not necessarily anything wrong with it, but it's not right for us. And we're trying to recognize that, and we're trying to honor that. Other people, they're going to get upset about that. They're going to feel a way about it. And that's natural, right? They're dealing with their own things. If this is about people, it doesn't have to be. But by protecting your peace, you're really letting that light into your life. You're allowing that connection to flourish to this teacher that you have. This teacher can't teach if you're caught up in these strange emotional places with other people, especially. People are the best ways to derail our progression and our healing. They're also some of the best ways to learn how to progress and heal more. So this is very interesting. We have a memory that's emerging from past times, information being downloaded because there's work to do. And that's how it feels. There's work to do. And this teacher is here guiding somebody. So whoever this message is for, if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.